the oligarchs. They suck, baby, big time. Yeah, they do. Because the way that they are making their money, crushing everyday people in this nation, crushing smaller business owners, crushing the environment, just, typically doing whatever it is they want to do without regard for anybody else. This is not the first time that oligarchs have taken over. Not at all. There's a stream of this throughout the history of this country and throughout the history of the world. Robber barons come to mind for me, but I won't give you that lecture today. Let's just stick with today in 2022, shall we? So Public Citizen put up an excellent tweet. Elon Musk now owns Twitter. Trump owns Truth Social. Zuckerberg controls Facebook and Instagram. Bezos owns the Washington Post. Kanye wants to own, or Ye, as he reminds us is his legal name, wants to own the Washington Post. Billionaires are buying our elections, and it's not a win for free speech or democracy. It's a win for billionaires. Public Citizen laid that out straight, as we all should be concerned about how the ultra wealthy are buying the venues and the vehicles by which free speech should happen so that they can control the messages that people get. This headline, extra level of power, billionaires who have bought up the media. Elon Musk joins a list of men to use their wealth in hopes of extending their political influence, coming from The Guardian. Again, this is not new. So Elon Musk's $44 billion takeover of Twitter is a chilling development in billionaires' desire to increase their political influence by buying up as many of the world's largest and most influential media brands, a leading British analyst has warned. That's coming from The Guardian. And this is what this analyst had to say. She said, it's another sign the super wealthy wish to control assets that give them an extra level of power. Whatever they may say, that's the reason why they buy them. And that's Claire Enders from Enders Analysis putting that out there. The billionaire class control of media is problematic, certainly for all of us, all venues. To have singular voices, have people with the greatest amount of money be able to purchase these vehicles is not good for representative democracy. It never has been, it never will be. And this is not just a phenomenon here in the United States of America, it is happening all over the world. Let's take a look at other vehicles by which the ultra wealthy control. So just 37 years ago, there were 50 companies in charge of most American media. Now, 90% of media in the United States is controlled by just 6 corporations. And those corporations are AT&T, CBS, Comcast, Disney, News Corp, and Viacom. This means that just 232 media executives are calling the shots for the vast majority of the information we are presented with, controlling a total big 6 net worth of over $430 billion. Thank you, Pathfinder, and thank you, Mira, for that. The idea is that, she goes on to say, when 6 corporations whose primary motivation are to ultimately profit as much as possible are in charge of what we consume, the narratives do not challenge the status quo in the ways that could inspire large-scale change. I'm not saying a New York Times article can't be plenty critical of the government or of the many social ills plaguing this country. As a whole, when reporting begins to feel the needs of the multi-million or billion-dollar corporation, it seeks to benefit this corporation no matter what. Jessica, I want, and keep that up, please. Keep that up. I want to focus in on something that Mira said, 2 very important points that she made. Is that the status quo does not change. That's one major point that she says. And then as a whole, when reporting begins to fulfill the needs of a multi-million or billion-dollar corporation, it seeks to benefit that corporation no matter the cost. Exclamation point on that, Jessica.
Absolutely, yeah, it's scary times when you've got 10%, the top 10% in the United States, owning 70% of the wealth. Those people control our society, even if we are to get money out of elections when they own the media, they own the news, they own Twitter, which is regarded as the public square, they own Facebook. They will always control our elections and our political process. And this is just the consequence of having an economy that is run by and for people with money, by people with capital. They get to make decisions to direct how all of our resources are used and how. And we've got to get people all across the country to apply the same democratic principles that many of us value in government. I'm not going to say all of us because we know the state of our country very well. But many people value democracy, but for some reason don't apply that kind of thinking to how our economy should run. We should all have a say in how the public square is used and managed. It shouldn't be owned by one billionaire, but that's just the state of our country right now. And it's important to be very clear about that fact and its consequences, especially now with Elon just buying Twitter.
That's exactly right. And what is the role of the federal government? The federal government needs to take a tougher stand. They need to break up these companies and not allow monopolies of this type to even exist. This is a crisis point for us here in the United States of America. It really is. And we the people are gonna have to stand up and do something about it and make bigger demands.